to solving two-step equations. So the task remains the same, right? We want to get b by itself on one side of the equal sign. So here's b in this first one, and we want it by itself on one side of the equal sign. So b is clearly on this side of the equal sign. And what you want to do is you want to get rid of everything, so b is by itself over here. And you want to work your way from furthest away from b to closer to b. So what's the furthest away from b here? The furthest away from b is this positive 4. And you ask yourself, how do you get rid of positive 4? It's not multiplying by b. You could just minus the 4 on both sides of this equation. Positive 4 minus 4 is just 0. And then it's 0 minus 6b, so it's negative 6b is left over here. Negative 20 minus 4 is negative 24. Now you look over here, and the only thing that's left is this negative 6, right? You want to get rid of that negative 6, but now what's the operation? The operation is multiplication, so you have to divide. You have to unmultiply, which means to divide by that negative 6. Negative divided by negative is positive. You have b over here. Negative 24 divided by negative 6 is positive 4. And then you're done. Now the next one. Similar idea, right? You want to get the r by itself on this side of the equal sign. So your first thing, you get rid of furthest away from r to start. So you get rid of this negative 10. So you add 10 on both sides of the equal sign. And then this brings it to 0 equals 2r, right? 0 plus 2r is just 2r. Negative 12 plus 10 is negative 2. Don't forget to whatever you do on one side of the equal sign, you have to do on the other side. Now I want r by itself, so I divide by 2 on both sides here. I'm going to get r is equal to negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. And then now I'm done at this point. R equals negative 1, right? Negative 2 divided by 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times r is just r. And then on this side, I have the negative 2 divided by 2. That's a negative divided by a positive. That's negative. Now this one. Again, I want r by itself. Don't get scared because you see this r over 14, right? What's my first step if I want to get r by itself on this side of the equal sign? Well, what's furthest away from r? It's this 3. So you can minus 3 on both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0, and you're just left with r over 14 equals, and then over here, right, whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now how do I get r by itself? I multiply by 14 on both sides. R equals 14 times 1 is 14. And I'm done. R equals 14. Now, in this case, right, what you want to first do before you do anything in something like this, and you might have something like this, is that you want to simplify this right-hand side before you do anything. So how do you simplify? Well, that 6 you can distribute into the two terms here. So you get 6 times x, which is 6x, plus 6 times 7 is 42. And now you have this equation. And now you solve this the way you've been solving the other ones. You want to get x by itself. What's furthest away from x is 42, so you minus 42 on both sides to start. This goes to 0. 6x equals negative 84. You divide by 6 on both sides to get rid of the 6. Cancels. X, 6 over 6 is 1. 1 times x is just x. Negative 84 by 6, I know, is going to give me negative 14. Right? I can check. 14 times 6. I'm not sure, let's say. This is 24. The 2 goes up. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 2 is 84. So yes, it's negative 14 as my answer. Again, similar first step. Simplify as much as you can. So you got to distribute a negative 6 into both of these two terms. So negative times a negative is positive 12. Negative times a positive is negative 6n equals 60. You minus 12 on both sides here. 0, negative 6n is equal to 60 minus 12 is 48. And then you divide by negative 6 on both sides. You're going to get n equals, right? This is just 1. 1 times n is just n. 48 divided by negative 6 is negative 8. And we're done with the first 5. Now let's go on. Again, similar, right? You want to get k by itself on one side of the equal sign. What's in the way of k being by itself? Well, this negative 2 and then this negative 2, right? How do you get rid of this first negative 2, though? You want to go further away from k to start. You add 2 on both sides here. Because negative 2 plus 2 is 0, and you're left with negative 2k is equal to negative 20. Then you divide by negative 2 on both sides. K equals negative 20 by negative 2 is positive 10. And then you're done. Now the next one. You want to get n by itself, right? First get rid of that 7, the positive 7. Cancels. You're left with 10n is equal to 20. You divide by 10 on both sides to get positive 2 for n. And here, now again, you want to work your way from further away from b. That's a minus 7 that you want to get rid of to start. So you add 7 on both sides. You're going to get negative 3b, because negative 7 plus 7 is 0, and then negative 3b plus 0 is just negative 3b. Negative 16 plus 7 is negative 9. Now you want b by itself. The operation to undo this multiplication is division. So you divide by negative 3 on both sides. You get b is equal to 3, and you're done.